Welcome to Paul's Little Room. This is a very quick look at the Pentaconn brass courier earbuds. Now, I already tried and reviewed the mini courier stainless steel, which are these ones, and I was very kindly sent the brass by courier to review and compare. So this is the measurements for the Pentaconn courier brass on my Albers. This is the measurement for the stainless steel mini, and this is the original size large earbuds that came as standard with the Albers. So let's first look at the bass response. On the courier brass, you'll notice that it brings up the sub bass and evens out the mids. On the stainless, you'll notice that there's slightly more of a mid-bass drop-off compared to the sub-bass over the treble versus the brass. And on the original Albers, there's less sub-bass information but more mid-bass. Now let's look at the treble. You'll notice that all three earbuds are very similar with the treble. The most different is the original. You'll notice that all three have a 3K peak, and then there's a drop off after 3.5 or 4K. Very gentle ramp down. So have a look at the upper treble here. On the brass, there's a little bit of a kick there at 13.5K. There's less of a bump, but still a bump with the stainless mini, and the original buds that came with the Alber are smoothed off at 13.8K. There's still a little bit of a bump, but it comes across as a little bit soft. So what does this mean for my listening experience? Well, personally, the reason I prefer the courier brass over the mini stainless and the Alber original, these brass tips have more of a balanced sub-bass to mid-bass tuning. The original Alber, you'll notice it's very even presentation across the board, but there is a sub-bass drop-off. Although it's very low, it doesn't have as much deep guttural impact as the courier buds, either of the courier buds. However, you'll notice that it's a very even presentation, which is slightly soft in the treble. So the reason I prefer the brass is because there's more sub-bass information, less of a overpowering mid-bass, smooth mids, and with that little bit of extra kick in the 13.8K or 14K region that adds a little bit of detail perception up above. Just to point out, the Albers do come with a good range of rubber tips. I prefer the size large. The Pentaconn range comes slightly large compared to regular earbuds because of the metal core. So I chose a size medium, which I'm very happy with. I find these brass tips to be very comfortable for me. Some people who have a smaller ear canal might prefer the size small. These are the size medium, so just bear in mind that they do come across slightly large compared to the standard rubber tips, but as long as you bear that in mind, these are very comfortable. There's a decent amount of flexibility in the rubber, and these create a very good seal. For me, these create a better seal than the Alber's standard latex buds, so there's more consistency in the bass, and having the metal component is going to be smoothing out the sound without removing the perception of detail, because what's happening is you're getting less unwanted resonance from a loose fit. So thank you again to Pentaconn for providing me with those earbuds. I'm going to continue enjoying using those on my Orbers. Do let me know if you enjoy the content. Please leave your comments, and please consider subscribing to my channel. So that's all for today. Goodbye.